Good evening. Good evening, good evening. Whoa. Oh. It's 8 o'clock. What are you doing, Maggie? People are in bed. I know it's late. I know. But, because I said I would touch base every day, so I am keeping my word. Where is my board? Yes, I said I would touch base with you guys every day, so that's what I'm doing. Today has been a doozy. Yes. So, oh, Michelle is working today. Yes. Michelle. Oh, if nobody shows up, I'm going to turn it off. Oh, hi. I know it's late, but I've had a busy day. Whew. So I want to marinate my chicken tonight for tomorrow's party. We're having what I call Fridays at Maggie's. So it's going to be last Friday of every month. We're going to have a gathering here, and tomorrow is going to be crazy. So, but I will take you along. So this morning I woke up and I was like, okay, how is everybody? Hi. I said, I can't go to the store to get the chicken tomorrow, which is when the party is at 4. And I don't like to do things at the last minute. So I like Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays because I don't have to get up. I don't have to set my alarm because I don't have to do the exercise program. But today being Thursday, so I got up, made myself get up in the morning, and then went to San Felipe. I bought 2 chickens, and I had them cut them small because tomorrow I am making curry chicken. Because we have a yellow theme tomorrow. It's gonna be so crazy. Hi, Auntie. You know, we have we did that once, and it was such a nice, fun event. So tomorrow, we have a separate WhatsApp group, and I said, I need a theme. The first one I did soups. I made sancocho, which is the Panamanian soup, and then I made like a minestrone with the marinara, which is yummy, and then I made cornbread, right? So I said, I need a theme for this one. And then this sister said, how about a yellow theme? I said, yellow theme? I was thinking of the food. But the yellow theme stuck, and we're like, how about we make yellow food and we wear yellow? So this is what we're doing tomorrow. I went in my closet. I have this long flowy skirt, yellow, bright yellow. And then I found another, like a tank top with yellow flowers. So I said, I need a hat. So today I went and got me a Panama hat, and I only paid $4.99 for it, so I'm good. So we said, okay, what yellow food can we make? And the sister said, let's do a taco bar. I'm like, sure, I can cook the meat and put some turmeric in it, so it'll be yellow. Hi, Greta. So I went to the store today. I could not find any hard shell for the tacos, but I found these. It says tacos, street tacos. So what I thought I would do tomorrow, I'm going to kind of cook them in a pan a little bit and then dust them with some yellow. We got to stay with the theme. And then I bought another one that's for fajitas. So we're going to have a taco bar. I know, right? So I'm going to make tacos with those. We're gonna dust them with some, and I bought some extra turmeric that we call curcuma, and so I have some ground beef that I bought. I bought 2 pounds, and so far I have like 13 or 15 people coming, so it's not gonna be that bad. So maybe I won't do all the meat because I don't eat meat. So I'm gonna cook it all, and everybody's gonna be asked to bring a dish, because if they want to take things back home, then they have to bring their own dish, right? And then I'll make after the ground beef, I'm thinking I'm making pico de gallo, and I don't have any aguacate, but I would cook some black beans, mash some of it, and put it in the taco or the fajitas, just right. And then I said, what else can we do yellow? Curry chicken, someone suggested. So I'm making curry chicken. So I have 2 pounds, 2 whole chicken. I'm probably not gonna cook all of it. I'm gonna leave some for me, right? And I'm gonna make a pan of it. One sister is bringing yellow rice. And I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe I'll do a little extra just to make sure we have enough. Somebody said mac and cheese. I have to go look on the in the chat to see if somebody. Oh, and I also got some cheese for the taco. Now, one thing to know in Panama, if you're looking for shredded cheese, you're gonna pay. This is like $6. It's a good thing I don't eat cheese. I'm like, oh my gosh. And so everybody's gonna have to put a little bit. Just go with the pico de gallo, and I'm gonna make sure the meat is not too dry. So we're gonna have yellow rice, and I'm gonna make some yellow rice with some of the green peas. And I bought some maduros. This is $2 worth of sweet plantain. They're not really sweet, but I'm gonna cook them tomorrow. Not in the oven like I usually do for me, but I'll put it in the pan and then cut them small. So that would be a nice side. And then another sister, we said yellow vegetables. So I know she goes to this vegan or vegetarian place. She said, I'm gonna be hunting for yellow vegetables. So I'm thinking squash, green peppers, but anything with yellow, it's gonna be crazy. Let's see what else. I said, oh, somebody can bring pineapple. That's yellow. And this lady, she made a yummy cake last time. She said, I'll make the cake. So I can't wait to see if she comes up. Blocks of cheese, yes, but super pricey. Super pricey cheese is. Unless you're getting the queso blanco, which is typical of here. And it's done like in the interior, there's some companies, queso blanco, and that's usually like it's like a block, but it's not like cheddar and some of the others. If you buy a little piece of Parmesan cheese, like a little block, it's like $5-6. It's super pricey. It's a good thing I don't use cheese a lot. Let's see what else we have on the menu. We're making mimosa. Mimosa, orange juice with Prosecco. We're gonna have mimosa. So people are just, we're looking for the flute, to have the mimosa. So I could hear in the chat, they're talking about, where can you find it? Can you find it? Oh my God. Danita, I understand you are in town, lady. You haven't reached out to me yet. Hi, Inez. Press white cheese. Okay. No, actually I like it, but I was telling them cheese, regardless of what kind of cheese you have, it is pricey. So for the tacos, I'm thinking I'm gonna make like a crema for them to put, at the bottom of the shell, so it's not so dry. Finding sour cream here is not easy, so I had to ask the young man, what is, Bon Lac is a brand that's very common here, right? And so it says crema cultivada. So, well, not cultivated. What is it? What's the word? Cultured cream. So he said, this is what you want. But I know it's not gonna taste exactly what you're under the weather? Oh no, I'm sorry. Too much, too much stress, right? So I'm going to put that. I was looking for chive. I don't have chive, but I'm going to season it, with like, maybe a little turmeric, but lots of, I found cilantro. I think I bought like 3 little packs of cilantro. Make sure I have enough for tomorrow. And then season it with salt, pepper, make sure it's yummy, and put it in a little dish so they can put a little bit and kind of smear on the taco shell that I am going to cook in a pan, all of them, to make sure they're kind of nice and a little bit hard. But this is kind of weird. I couldn't find any, what's the brand that we use? We can buy the taco shells. I went and asked the young man and he's just pointed to me. I'm like, oh, okay. Yep. Those are small, right? And then they have the other one that is more like a fajita. So that's fine. And I thought maybe I'll do some dal. This is dal, which is the Indian not chickpeas. It's usually lentils. But I remember last time I cooked these, they take a little while to cook. So I'm going to soak them and then cook them in the morning. And I'm going to soak my my black beans also. So that's going to be, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. All right. So tonight, well, let me tell you about my day. So I got up. Usually I have to walk 3 blocks to go to the metro station. I didn't have any cash because when I go to the meat market, I have to get cash. In fact, I'm going to sign up for this other bank, Banco General. They have an app that they use at the meat market. Every vendor, they have stalls, and you just put their number in there, the vendor number, and then the transfer is made. But I don't have that yet, so I have to go get cash. So I got on the metro, went to a station when I know my bank has a kiosk, got some money, went back to Cinco de Mayo, walked to San Felipe, got the chicken. Of course, 2 chicken, kind of heavy, and I had to put it in my backpack. And then I was thinking, okay, what else do I need? Potatoes, this and that. So I said, okay, I got some. So I came home. Then I had a nail appointment, with my podologist, which is, I told you I had a couple of toenails that we're treating. And then, so she did a good job though. It's a little pricey, but it's worth it. So I did that. And then when I got off about 12:30, I said, okay, I have to go to the store and find the few things that I needed. You feel better? I'm so glad. And then the mall was mobbed because it is back to school. Back to school. School starts early March. So everybody I'm like, oh, I wasn't thinking. So I ran out of there, went to Super 99, which is a food store, and got a few things that I needed. So I got the shells, I got the cheese, I got the peas, I got the sour cream. Oh, and I found some cebollinas, okay, small green onions. Green onions, they don't come. Don Harry brand lentil, they're soft. Okay. Well, most of the lentil, I was looking for the red lentils, but that place wouldn't have that. They didn't have it. So I was able to find these. You see how they come? Sometimes they're in a bigger pack. And that's how the green onion comes, straight from the dirt. You can see the dirt in there. So I have to really shake them. So I kind of like to have that and put it in the in the sour cream as I am seasoning the sour cream for the tacos. We're gonna have that. I bought more lime. You can't ever have too many limes. And then I was able to find, ooh, look at this, cilantro. But cilantro here doesn't last long. So it's like a day or two, otherwise all right. And then I bought 2 pounds of ground beef. And that was $7, $3.50 a pound. And I bought some curcuma, which is turmeric. And then I got the $2 worth of sweet plantain that I'm gonna cook tomorrow to keep up with our yellow theme. So we're gonna have vegetables. We're not doing salad because we don't want to break the yellow. And then we're gonna do our line dancing, or is it step line dancing? I think, yeah. So it's gonna be fun. So the camera is working, and she's following me. Okay, so we can do that tomorrow as I'm moving around like a crazy person. But I know I need to season my chicken because we're not gonna have bland chicken. No bueno. You know that. We don't do that. So let's see. I don't have a whole lot of. This is my salad bowl. That might hold quite a bit. All right. So we're gonna put that to the side. So when I came back from the store after being at the mall to get the nail appointment, then I was getting a call from this person. I had booked a consultation call at 2 o'clock. So I had to time it. I got here like at 1:55. The call was at 2. So we did our call, and then I have to, whatever I talk about, whatever they need, I take notes, and then I send it out, like contacts for drivers and stuff like that. Then I had to think, okay, tomorrow I'm going to be busy. I have 2 Spanish classes on Saturday. So I had to send the information, the notes, the Zoom link ahead to them, so I'll be set and not have to worry about that tomorrow. And then I had another Spanish class tonight. So now I'm just coming fresh off the Spanish class. Listen, it is busy here. But I'm not complaining, right? I designed my life to be busy, so I'm not bored. All right, Michelle, I'm over here. Michelle is not like a 360, so she kind of sometimes misses me. All right, so this is my big board that I use. And today I saw in a store a sharpener for my my knives. So, all right, Michelle. That's what I don't like about you. Sometimes you don't follow directions. All right, let me stop it. Yeah, girl, Auntie, let me tell you. I don't know. Someone asked me one day, she's like, well, what does a day in Maggie's life looks like? And it's hard for me to kind of take you along because certain places I am, it's not prudent to be taking, videotaping people. Yeah, that's a no bueno, right? So not only do I not want to invade somebody's privacy, and I have to keep asking for permission, but let me tell you, in one of the podcasts, I talk about rest and inactivity. And me, in this season of life, I have a threshold. When I do too much, when I'm doing the wings, I don't know. I was always taught to take these, I don't know why, but it's just habit. So I told the lady, I'm like, chiquito, por favor. Now, when you say picado means you want them to cut them for you, right? And then that lady had like a sharp knife. I was like, oh, I'm scared. I didn't want that knife If that knife misses, she's gonna lose a digit. It was that sharp, right? So we go into, and I realize I don't really have a big old tray, so I might have to use 2 trays. And I don't want to have big pieces of chicken so people can have. So, picado. She would say, picado, like I see, por favor, chiquito. Si se puede. She's like, and she did good because I order from her all the time. It's nice to have people who you're familiar with, you know, when you go to the store, they get to know you. I heard a sister say that. She said she made friends with some of the people in the store, and this was a sister with a disability. She said, so that when she gets to the store, if she needs something, then somebody, you see the size? I want to have that size, you know, of the chicken. I don't want big old pieces. So she did a good job. She said, "Lo quito la piel." I'm like, nope, leave the skin. Because the skin has flavor in it. You don't want to take the skin off. I remember years ago, it was like, oh, take the skin off. There's a little fat in it. Listen, I don't eat chicken like that, but if I'm cooking for people, I want it to be, you know, you see the legs are fine. She did a good job. And the drumettes, you call these? So I'm thinking 15 people, maybe I will, maybe 1.5. So I'll leave half of the chicken in the fridge so that if I have the next dish. I remember when my mom was alive, I used to say, "Mom, take the skin off, it's too much fat." She said, "Girl, go sit down." And then I went to school and they're like, leave the chicken skin on. Because, you know, you can cook the chicken skin and make a garnish out of it. You know that? In Peru, I went to a restaurant and I ordered trout, which was the only fish they had. Even though Peru is in the desert, right? When you are in Lima, you are on the Pacific. You're right on the ocean. So lots of fish, lots of ceviche. But as you go in the interior, not so much. So when I went to Machu Picchu, around Machu, they were like, we only have a lake and you can only get one type of fish. I thought that was interesting. But they took the skin off the fish and then they dried it and then they used it as a garnish. It was so beautiful. I was like, oh, that is so smart. Yeah. So I think I need to do a little bit more in terms of dessert and stuff. I need to do some dessert so that I can expand my repertoire, because I would like to be like on a cooking show. You know how they make you do all kind of crazy stuff. I'm not into the mystery basket kind of thing. I don't like that. I don't want you to stress me out. Oh, she did good. All right. But I think I need more than one chicken for 15 people, right? Yeah, definitely. Now, I'm going to taste, but I'm not counting myself in that number. So she had them in different bags. So that is one chicken. And we're gonna wash it really good with vinegar and lime. And then we're gonna season the heck out of it. Okay? Because if you want nice tasting. Tell you, the messages are crazy on this phone. I would fail miserably if I were on a cooking show. I know, it's a lot of pressure. But, and I think that's what I like about cooking, is the variety, you know, the possibilities of just making. But I don't like to use different weird ingredients. And I'm not a cook that's gonna try to impress people with, you know, whatever. Nah. I'm like, I want food that tastes good. So I started a series yesterday about food that we eat here in Panama, what Panamanians eat, not expats. So yesterday I did breakfast. I went to a fonda and I sat there and I ate. But you know what? People are not even watching it. It's like they're not interested. It's kind of weird. When people come to a country and then they're not interested in learning, you learn about people, the culture by food, yeah? Okay, I think we're getting there. Exactly what I said I would do, like half the chicken, the second one, so I'm gonna save this one and put it in the fridge. So next time I'm doing soup or something, then I'll have extra. I still have my fish, my tuna. I haven't cooked for myself. I told you I don't cook during the week. So for me, I had 2 eggs one day with some cebollas, onions, and some tomatoes. I had a smoothie yesterday. I've cooked some pasta, which really I shouldn't, but I did. I think that's all I've had this week. So that's what happens when I'm here. I don't go and cook like a big meal for myself. No, I go. But what I was going to say earlier is that I do have a threshold when I'm going, and my body has a way of saying, okay, this is it, you've arrived. But do you think I stop sometimes? No, of course, because I'm like, I gotta finish this, I have to make the donuts, gotta do this, gotta do that. And then that's when I'm dragging coming home. So when I sat to look at the lessons and stuff, I felt it. But after I had my toes done and you know, they rub your feet, you get the massage, you feel a bit better. It's like there is a certain level of comfort that you get from and you know, there's a mall here where they do some neck massages, and I was sitting there thinking, you need to do foot massages, right? Because that's where a lot of the visitors visit that mall. And I know the first foot massage I got was in New Orleans. I was visiting NOLA, and you know, you're walking and it's hot. Woo. It was hot as hell over there, humid, and this lady, Asian lady, was standing at the door. She's like, come on, lady, come on, foot massage. And I'm like, sure. Just to get off my feet and have somebody massage my feet. I fell in love with foot massages. You know, when you get a massage, you get a foot massage. But, all right. Oh my God, Maggie, that's dangerous. So this is all the chicken that I have. So let me kind of sort of wash my hands and then go with this, not the seasoning, the cleanup. All right. So, gotta keep in mind that this towel is all contaminated with chicken. So are my hands. Yes. I started but didn't finish watching it. Which one? Oh, you mean what we're doing now? That's okay. I know it's late. And I know some of you will not be around. But I bought a bag of these small potatoes. Just like when we did the cooking class, we added potatoes. When you're cooking chicken, you add potatoes, game changer. It's a winner. And then I got yellow peppers. Of course, we got to keep it with the yellow theme, right? All right. So, we are going to... All right. Lime, vinegar. Yes. And again, the chefs were like, you don't need to do all that to the chicken. I'm like, I'm Caribbean. If I don't clean this chicken, it's going to be like committing the unpardonable sin. I cannot. And one other thing that you're going to see Caribbeans use is that larger orange, the sour orange. We use that to clean the chicken. So, very important. Take all the slime out. And then you're going to rinse it real good. And then we're going to shock it with that boiling water. You know, that's how we do it. Hola, Gertha. How are you? Oh, see, Gertha is here. She knows I don't have orange soup. She knows that. But, you know, actually they sell it here. But they call it limon. Everything is limon here. Whether it's lemon, yellow lemon, green lime, or sour orange. Everything is limon. All right, so I think that's enough chicken, but I do want to keep the skin on. Don't say anything. Whew. All right, I'm getting hot. All right. In the meantime, I'm going to get that water in that pitcher to boil. So what you're trying to do is take away the slime. Right? You do all that to the chicken. You know, like this little piece. And sometimes it will disconnect the skin from it, but that's okay. If you lose a piece of skin, that's fine. But I want to save as much of the skin as I can. It makes me feel better to know that the chicken is marinating. But I'm not just going to take the chicken and put it in the oven. And remember I said you can marinate chicken, but beef and fish, you don't need to do that. You don't need to marinate beef overnight. I mean, I think you can get away with not marinating the chicken, but I think it tastes better. And fat is not all bad in meat. It gives the meat moisture. Whew, I am hot. So of course your chicken is gonna taste good because you've taken time to get rid of the slime. You know, like this, coming off. Probably around the neck. That's where you get a lot of that stuff that you don't need. Oh, yes. So tomorrow we do have our exercise program. You know, just kind of wipe down the house a little bit, the floors. The chicken is going to be done in about an hour, hour and a half. It's not going to take long. Because I'm just going to put it in the pan, put all spices, and then let it cook. Because chicken does not take a long time to cook. Yeah, so I don't have a lot of things to cook. Now the ground beef, I'm going to do it in the morning. I don't want to do it overnight because I want it to be moist. I don't want it to be dry. I was thinking of making creme brulee, but I don't have enough ramekins. That's a nice dessert. I think it would pass the yellow test. Once you put the caramelize the top, it would be okay. Yeah, this would be very good for soups. Don't rush perfection. Give yourself time to do what you need to do. And don't rush through your food. That's why I could not work in like some high-end restaurant. They're always rushing you. And I'm like, nah, I don't need that kind of pressure. But you know, I went to that little fonda again, and I look at that little space where I could have my little cafe. Oh my God. And the ladies were like, no, 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 do it. We would be there. But you know what I'm thinking? Yep, they would start complaining, want their money back for this, money back for that. And I'm like, don't think I want to deal with all that. But you know, I'm older. I don't have the patience I used to have for people's shenanigans and acting the fool. I say, get out of here. Oh my God. Why would I even be thinking about that? I don't know. All right. We are done. All right, so these are the parts that need to go in the trash that came off the chicken, you see? All that. All right. All right, the chicken is over here, right here. So I'm gonna pour that boiled water on that. Good evening. All right. Here we go. I'm gonna pour that hot water. It kind of helps take the slime off too, right? So, hot water. Make sure every piece got some hot water. Right. And now we're not cooking it, so we're gonna drain it, right? Whew. Yes. If you had a coriander, you could put it in there. All right. And then we're going to, so let's clean up now. Clean this up. And we're gonna clean the board as well. Chicken in. All right, we're going to season in here. But now we need to wash our board, our knife, and our hands. Warm water, soap and water. Best thing. So when I told the lady who said her husband got sick from the board, and I'm like, you just didn't clean your board, sis. Stop. Because you know it's the marketing ploy to get you to buy the new board. All right. Knife. Hands. Anything that might have gone under any nail, you want to get rid of, right? Clean hands. And I tell someone, I have not gotten sick here once from eating food. I don't eat out. I try not to eat on the side of the road. All right, so let's go. We are going to season this chicken. I think I've showed you before how I season the chicken, but I think it bears showing you again. All right, our chicken is here. You know, it's about almost 9 o'clock and I'm sitting here doing this kind of thing. And I do this stuff to myself. Like this sister said, whose idea was it for you to do this Fridays at Maggie's? I'm like, mine, because I'm crazy. All right, so I am going to pour a little vinegar. Remember, vinegar is not bad because it's good for your inside, right? You can clean your whole house with vinegar. All right, the liquids. I keep saying I need to get some Worcestershire sauce. And I got some Duracell sunflower oil, not from the seeds. I always put a little bit of oil in my chicken. And this is dark soya. Dark soy is good when I marinate my chicken. And this is balsamic vinegar. And I put a little bit in. All right. Then we're going to put some lemon juice, lime juice. Whew. And bring all the spices out. And of course, I'm going to put lots and lots of garlic and herbs. Now, you know that. That goes without saying, right? And again, because it's chicken, I will not be able to find out what the salt content is until it starts cooking, because there's no way I'm going to taste this here. That is raw chicken. Ooh, this one doesn't have a lot of juice. That's no bueno. I have to get another one. I need juice. That's weird. Look at that. Sitting here and nothing is coming out. All right, get another one. No bueno. I'm looking at the hot peppers, but I'm not putting that in because oh my goodness, that's good. The curry powder has a certain amount of heat in it, so I have to keep that in mind, because not everybody who comes to your house likes the heat, right? So I have to keep that in mind. That's a lot of chicken, so it can't stand all the, oh, I didn't do good with the lime today. Usually when I squeeze, it just comes out. But, okay. All right. So that's that. I'm gonna get another towel, because remember my other towel had chicken stuff in it. So this is adobo. Adobo has a certain amount of salt, so I always have to keep that in mind. And the soy sauce also has a little bit of salt, right? Now be generous with the pepper, pimiento negro, black pepper. You know, I had a sister look for me stateside to find some of these nice wooded grinder. She said she couldn't find it. They have these electronic things that just kind of, I guess they're battery powered. I don't like those. I'm old fashioned. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Now this is regular paprika. Pimiento español. We use a lot of paprika here in Panama. Ooh. It doesn't even look red. La Doña is a brand that is very popular here. I wonder if it's Panamanian. I don't know. But I know they're very popular. Okay. And here I have some culantro, which is like cilantro dry. Yeah. Why not? It's not going to hurt anything. Dry herbs is going to elevate your taste. Okay, we need cumin. Oh, that's what I didn't get today. Sage, cumin, yes. And thyme. I'm going to do fresh thyme. Marjoram, yes. Tomillo. All right. So we have some marjoram. I'm going to put a little bit. Remember, we're going to use our hands to mix everything in. This is dry sage. Sage is always good with meat. You know, like turkey, poultry. And you know what we're going to put in this chicken? Ginger, fresh Ginger, listen. Get comfortable with using ginger in your poultry. Oh. I went there. I think I have cumin somewhere. Comino. That's what they call it in Spanish. Yes, comino molido. Molido means ground. So that's why you say carne molida, that means ground meat. And when you say carne in Spanish here, that means beef, okay? Because if it is pork, it's cerdo or puerco. Okay, let's do the fresh herbs. We're going to do thyme, definitely rosemary. Rosemary goes well with meat as a spice. But remember, it is also very strong. So you got to keep everything in scale so you don't overpower the dish with any one spice or herbs, right? So that is good. Now we're gonna do fresh thyme, which I'm in love with. Always have. If I don't have thyme in the house, I feel like I'm naked, seriously. It's like I have to have. And then you just go down so you don't leave these in your dish, because they're not very pleasant when you bite into them. Smells so divine. Oh my. Yes. Yeah, so tomorrow it's not like I'm making dishes that are going to take a long time. It's just a variety of things, and then to time everything, right? Because the tortillas, I'm going to cook them on the stove for a little bit, and then I have to put them in the oven, you know, so they can warm up so they're not cold when my guests arrive. Whew. So now you're just gonna go and chop. Now I'm not gonna put onions in. What I do I will put onion today, because if I was cooking the chicken on the stove, I would put the oil and then cook the onions, you know, soften the onion. But because I'm gonna go straight to the oven with this chicken, so I am gonna go ahead and chop some onions and lots of garlic and ginger. Ooh, yes. But remember I talked about my, you know, this is not Scotch bonnet, but the skin has such flavor that I'm going to take the skin minus the seeds. The heat is in the seeds, right? That's why you can learn to use hot peppers if you just do the skin, okay? So this is not going to make the dish super hot. I'm looking for the flavor from the skin. All right, and we just do this. We haven't put the cilantro. Well, we have culantro, the dry, but I need some, little bit of the fresh. Not so fresh anymore, but that's okay, because it's gonna go in there. And I like fresh parsley, seriously, I really do. And they hold up a lot longer than cilantro. Cilantro, it just dies quick. Now if you had, let's see, tarragon, if you had it, but it's not something that I buy on a regular, not like cilantro, right? Okay, so the green onions, I'm gonna rinse and put A couple of the twigs in there. Ugh. Alright. And the ginger and the garlic. Yes. So now we can just take this and just chop it real small. All right. Now, how can that chicken not taste good, huh? You may think, oh my God, that's too much. No, it's not. Look how much chicken you have. Now, if I only had like, a little bit of chicken, then the amount of the seasoning would be proportional to that, right? But once I mix everything, it's gonna be fine. All right. So now we have the green onions. We got all the herbs that we want. Now we gotta do garlic and onions. Right? Lots of garlic. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see what else we got going on. School's gonna start, so there's gonna be lots of back to school events. We have our kids in that particular neighborhood. We have our back to school bash. It's gonna be on the 6th of March. So most of the ladies that I know, like there's one sister here, she's like, I'm out looking for school supplies. I'm telling you, the mall was mobbed today. Imagine Walmart, right, in the US, right before school. That's the way it is. And they use uniforms. I love that. I grew up wearing uniforms to school, so I am all in favor of kids wearing uniforms. But they have different types of uniforms here, depending on the grade and the school. But the most common one is navy blue and white. Navy blue skirt for the girls. I don't see any girls wearing pants. All the uniforms are skirts, and they have nice shirts. And let me tell you, these kids look nice and well put together. Their shoes are polished, and the girls wear these socks, low-level socks. Their hair is good. There was a controversy last year. There was one school, and I think a kid was wearing braids. I don't know if it was a boy or what, but some teacher started to say that wasn't part of the dress code. So that created an uproar. Just like we have our kids stateside, and some teachers would say, oh, if you wear locks or whatever, then, whatever. But anyway, I don't remember how it got resolved, but I know the parents were upset. And there is a woman in charge of the Department of Education. She is Afro-Panamanian. But the thing to know about Panama is that rules are rules, and they are designed to be followed. You cannot say, oh, well, you're infringing on my right. We Not here. Oh my God. And you know, I've been watching this president of El Salvador and all the things he's doing, bringing order and catching all the gang members. And you know, there's always a fine line between democracy and, you know, some people call him a dictator, but people say the country's gotten so much nicer and safer, and you know, you cannot argue that point. But I know there's always a danger of going too far. And when I see how they are treating these, you know, they are gang members, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I don't know. Right? It's like people talking about the death penalty. If somebody kills someone, then you feel entitled to take their life too. I don't know how I feel about that. Because as I always tell my kids, I said, sometimes some crimes are committed in a fit of anger. You know, you're not thinking through. Yes, some crimes are premeditated, but not all crimes are premeditated, right? Sometimes it's just a reaction to a situation which really does not bode well for someone who is not able to control their emotions. Okay, what else do I need? What else do I need? Oh, ginger. Right? So, he is doing a lot of good things in Salvador, and you should hear some of the Panamanians make comments. You know, they some of them like that level of, you know, law and order kind of thing. But we know what the history shows, that sometimes there's abuse that goes along with that. So it's easy to cross over. I don't know. I'm a centrist. I always like to stay in the middle. I don't go right or left because I can see the danger in going too far to the right or too far to the left. Yeah. So I know that's why I couldn't be a politician. I remember I was in a place one time when I was younger. All right, this is our fresh ginger. And someone approached me and said, Maggie, would you consider running for the city commission or something? And I'm like, oh no, honey. I am too vocal. They probably would kick me out because, you know, I mean, if something is, you know, it's hard sometimes to be in the middle and to, what's the word? You know, you have to compromise a lot of times. Now, you have the politicians who are totally far right or left, right? I'm not either one of those. But you have to compromise sometimes on a lot of things. You compromise on one thing to get something else done, and I'm like, I don't think I'm that kind of person. So I said, nope, politely. I said, no, thank you. Plus, I don't want people prying into my private life, my history, and then bringing all that stuff out and just have more people hate you. Nah. Not for me. I feel I am more effective doing what I'm doing. In the public square, as a servant, I try to watch what I say. And, you know, you're not going to please everybody. But I stay in my lane. All right, so now we're going to chop. Now, again, with the ginger, we have to be careful. Again, we don't overpower. I don't think I'm going to need that. I'm just going to use this much that I have here. And the fresh ginger in your poultry is amazing. Not ginger powder, no bueno. You know I don't do powder like that. No siree. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more salt because that's a lot of chicken. Yep. Everything in scale. Don't go overboard with anything because you want all your flavors to kind of marinate together and not one have more of this, right? All right. So put ginger in your smoothie, in your tea. I even squeeze lime juice in my my smoothie. And if I have red lemon, I would also put, after I clean it, I put some of the rind in there because that's where a lot of the benefit is in the skin. Si, senor. All right. You know what they say, if God didn't make it, don't eat it. Don't you wish you could live like that? I was telling a sister that I went to a food area where they sell food, and the guy, one of the sellers, he brought one of these little bottle with the long end, and he was spraying the food. And I'm like, I know you're not spraying water on there. He was spraying pesticide right in the middle of the day. I was upset. So a little bit of salt. All right. So now we're gonna use our hands. You can wear your gloves if you want to. I know some people feel a little bit some kind of a way and they're always wearing gloves. I don't. As I always say, your hands are your best tools, okay? So you wanna make sure. The other thing I didn't put is the onions, and we're gonna do that. Oh, I'm gonna have to wash my hands. But you're gonna saran that and then leave it overnight, 12 hours, and you think you're gonna have a tasty chicken. What happened to the drone? I don't know, Greta. You need to tell me. The drone has been out of commission for a while, right? So this you can cook it in the oven like that. You could put curry. And one day we're gonna make jerk. We'll make the jerk seasoning. I'll show you how I make my jerk seasoning to make jerk chicken. Yes, it's a thing. I don't buy the stuff in the jar. Come on, you know that. You know me better than that by now. You should know. I make my own jerk. You know what? I'm gonna add some allspice in this. That would be so good. Yes, allspice. I got some. All right. Okay, let me get the other towel that has some chicken. So we're going to I have like half an onion. I'm not gonna use all of that. And then I got some allspice. Because allspice, you add it to your seasoning. When you make the jerk seasoning, game changer. Cloves, I'm scared of cloves, so I don't use it that much. Parsley, oh, we don't need that. And allspice, see. Pimiento dulce, malagüeta. Pimiento dulce. Look at this thing is just going down on here. So, I told you I saw this girl, they just open the drawer and have all these spices, but it's all in bottles, and I'm more into the fresh. So this is it. Now what I want to get is a spice grinder. I am hunting for it here. Oh, I remember getting rid of mine, and now I can't find it here. All right, so because so if you had a spice grinder, right? Yes, I need a spice grinder. I am on the hunt for one. You know, when I chop it, it lets out this nice smell. You know, it's gonna be good with the chicken. You can't rush perfection. All right. You know, I was a little gentle as I break the, what do you call these? Kernels? You see how I'm holding to the knife? That's the way you keep yourself from getting hurt, getting cut. Ooh-wee. So if you had the grinder, then I would have pulverized this. But you know, I see Jamaicans cook and they just leave them whole and everything. I don't like that. But, you know, they put allspice in everything. All right, so we're gonna cut half of this onion. Right, so right. So now because we have to chop this onion a bit on the small size. So it's going to disappear in the chicken while it's cooking, releasing its juice. So remember, you start with onion, peppers, garlic, your herbs, and you can add cumin and sage, you know, any herb that is appropriate. Not mint. This is not a mint type of dish. I put mint in like salad, like chickpea salad with aceituna, olives. That's how we say olives in Spanish, aceituna. I love the green olive, I love the black olives, but they have like a nice amount of sodium, so, and because I kind of watch, remember what I say, if you add a little sprinkle of sea salt to your food, that's not what's going to keep your blood pressure up. It's, you know, salt inside the olive, salt in potato chips, salt in this, salt in that. That's how you accumulate a lot of sodium. So here we go. Oh, it sounds amazing. So that is gonna go into the fridge. We're gonna leave it overnight. Once it is somewhat cooked, we're going to taste and adjust, like the acid or the heat or the salt. Yeah, we add. Because the curry powder, the way I'm gonna do it tomorrow, I'm gonna start cooking the meat, And then I'm gonna cook the curry in some garlic and olive oil, and then I'm gonna pour it over it and then mix it. That's my way of doing it, okay? That is my way of doing it. Woo. So you know your chicken, this chicken is going to be the bomb, right? Serene it. Ooh, I think my roll is coming to the end. I love this little thing that I do. That just cuts it. It's so nice. All right, ladies. I know I kept you late today, but promise kept. If I promise you something, you know I'm gonna do it. All right. So now it's shower. It's only about 9:15. It smells amazing, Auntie. Of course. Look at this. This is a work of art. Okay. And you can do this with your chicken and then put them in different baggies. That way you can kind of partition it. That would be part of, like, if you wanted to say weekend food prep. And then put it in the freezer. And then the next day you say, oh, I think I'm gonna have chicken with whatever. Then put them in a dish and put it in the fridge. Let it thaw out that way, not outside. That's the danger zone. All right. All right, ladies. Thank you so much for hanging with me. Have a good night. Haven't seen you made rice and peas yet. Oh, really? Oh, I made it once. Let's see. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to do some with turmeric and some green peas, but it's not like the red beans and rice or pinto beans. We could do that too. We could do that. You don't cook anymore, and I have to. But you know, like I said, I cook with y'all on Sundays, and the rest of the week, I kind of look around and just thrill with here and there. I don't cook during the week. Today is Thursday, and I told you I had some eggs. Yesterday, I had, late last night, I was on the computer, and I had some pasta. I just boiled some pasta and then squeezed a little bit of tomato paste in it, and that was it. And some cilantro, some dry herbs. Yeah, I just go easy when it's just me. Yeah. Rice and peas is our specialty. I'm Caribbean, of course. We make lots of rice and peas. And a lot of the rice and peas are cooked a little bit different. From Trinidad, it's a little bit different. Haiti, well, I'm just telling you, it's not just me. We make the best rice, I say. But Jamaica makes a nice rice and peas too, but they cook it differently than we do. And that rice do with John John, the black rice, nobody else makes it. And John John is something that is grown in Haiti. Somebody told me that you can get it. Yes, Gertha, you can get it from Amazon. And I'm like, I don't trust that. I'd rather somebody go to Miami and get it and bring it to me. Yeah, I would cook that John John. But from Amazon, and you know, if you go to a, what is it again? The Caribbean store, they're selling these little cubes of the John John. That's fake food. That is not real food. I am not buying that. Nope. Yep. But I have to tell you, Gertha, last Sunday I made legume with shrimp. It was amazing. I did not put cabbage in it, but I had the eggplant and the carrots, and I had spinach, and I had chayote. Ooh, it was good. Oh yeah, we add coconut milk to our rice. Yep. Oh, did you watch it? It was so good. I'm telling you, I wanted that taste of the shrimp because I wasn't doing meat. You know, I've heard people, oh, can you make it meatless? I'm like, it wouldn't be legume if it's meatless. But I just substituted the beef for the shrimp, and that was a killer. I was like, I can't wait to make it again. And I got to make a lot more, because if I make a big pot, then I can have a little bit of it and eat it the rest of the week. Listen, Listen, when I cook, I'm in my zone. This is therapy for me. So don't feel bad for me, Argentina. Okay? All right, guys. I'm going to let you go. It's getting late. So have a good night. I will see you tomorrow. Yeah, I have the camera follow me around. So if you want to watch, great. If not, probably going to start around noonish because I want to be done by 3. And the chicken's going to take about an hour and a half. The plantains might take me an hour. The ground beef for the tacos, 30 minutes, because I'm going to put some peppers and stuff like that. I need to make it nice and juicy and tasty for the, and then I have to cook. Yeah, I'm going to start like maybe 11-ish. Because I don't want things to be cooked too early and then I have to warm it up because I only have one oven. So that's the thing when you cook, you have to see, okay, what do I have available? And I don't have air fryer or anything like that. I don't have room. I don't want to have a counter that's full of gadget. I don't want that. I don't want that. All right, thank you for the thumbs up. Oh, we need 5 more people to give the video thumbs up. Thumbs up. You'll be in Panama next August. Yeah, wonderful. That's great. I tell you, I just kind of went through maybe a post one of the sisters put in the chat about all the discounts and that it's starting to affect, you know, the people, the merchants are complaining, you know, by law, they have to give you that discount. So, because the discount is not just for us foreigners, the locals use a discount too. It's just based on age. It's nothing to do with whether you're a resident or whether you're a local. Yep. But anyway, I'll let you go, guys. Have a good night. God bless you. I will see you tomorrow. Au revoir. Bye. Thank you.